Moving now to Mabas Stadium in Kuala Lumpur, where the Westports KL Dragons were hoping to extend their win streak to 4 games as they faced the struggling Brunei Barracudas squad. The Barracudas were looking for revenge as they were thrashed by the Dragons in their previous meeting in KL. We're going to go courtside now with Ruben.
I think it's a very tight affair. Brunei obviously here for vengeance, and they're not going to leave without giving us a good fight.
Chester Talomia would open the scoring, hitting for 3 as both teams got off to a slow start. Raimundo then grabbed the rebound, putting it up for 2. Then working inside, Nikia Miller got his hook to fall. Li Wei had a strong performance working inside for a pair, and the Dragons were up by 3. Faundo's shot would drop for 2, and then from long range, Chris Commons hits for 3. Guga responded with a 3 of his own, though he would only score 5 points on the game. It was Miller time as Nikia worked Garnett. Second quarter now, and Kabahug's move to the hoop was good for 2. Kabahug had a great game, scoring 2 of his 16 points here on a turnaround jumper. Esmond Tan would find Garnett under the bucket for a pair, but it was Miller again, scoring with ease. Miller led the way with 28 for the Dragons, hitting a 3 to tie things up at 27, 2 minutes before the half. Garnett, who had a game-high 30 points, hit for 2 inside, but it was Kabahug again for the Dragons, draining a long-range 3 and sinking 2 free throws as the Dragons led 33-29 going into halftime. Li Wei opened the third, sinking his jumper, but Garnett was going to work inside with 2 of his own. Miller would score off the spin move as the action was back and forth in the third. Commons, who finished with 29, got his layup to go, but Guga would tie it back up at 39 when he hit his fadeaway jumper. Hartman, who only had 12 on the game, got his 3 to drop. Then Miller's long-range jumper put the Dragons up by 4. Garnett would counter in the paint for 2, but it was Miller yet again for the Dragons, taking it strong to the basket for the bucket. Rudy would lob the alley-oop pass to Hartman, who tapped it home for 2 on a nice play that would spark the Dragons' offense. But it was the determined play of Ramsey as he would hit for 3. Rudy's shot would fall for 2, but it was Ramsey hard at work driving to the basket for 2. Controlling the Barracudas' offense, Ramsey fed Garnett, who jammed it down. With the Barracudas up by 3, Rudy hit a timely jumper, and Miller's layup was good as the Dragons caught fire. 7 minutes to go, and Commons' score put the visitors up by 1. Garnett would strike, giving Brunei a 3-point lead, but it was the hard play of Raimundo, who had 12 on the game, keeping the Dragons in it. Rudy would hit for 2 on his layup, and then it was Rudy finding Miller inside for the finger roll, and the Dragons were up by 5 with under 5 minutes remaining. Ramsey then caught fire as he drained a 3 from downtown and followed that up with the deuce to put the Barracudas up by 4 in a seesaw affair. Kabahug would hit a huge shot, giving the lead to the KL Dragons, but it was Ramsey with a killer tray, and Brunei was up by 3 with only seconds remaining. Kabahug, working hard to find space, was fouled, shooting for 3 by Talomia, putting him on the line with a chance to tie the game. Kabahug would sink all 3 free throws and tie it up in dramatic fashion, sending it to overtime. Raimundo and the Dragons would take over, scoring 14 in overtime as Raimundo's putback was good. Then the outlet, Hartman would throw down an open jam, and it was KL as they built an 8-point lead. Brunei had no answer, and Kabahug's turnaround jumper dropped for 2. Commons was the only one getting points for the Brunei Barracudas, slamming it down. And after that, Li Wei would get the no-look pass from Hartman and lay it up. Hartman then showed his hops, streaking off into the wing for a massive jam. And that was it, as the Dragons fought back to take this one in overtime, 95-87 over the Brunei Barracudas. Let's go courtside with man of the match, Nakia Miller.
I just can't wait to play the Thursday. We're going to the Philippines, and if we win the next 2 games, we get our Christmas bonus. So I'm looking forward to that.
So yeah, it was a good game. I think overtime, Brunei unfortunately only have like 5 key players. So I think they got a bit tired at the end. They're not used to going into overtime. So we pulled out in overtime, and boys played well, played their hearts out. Can't ask for more.